Hi, I'm Andy, a collection specialist at Credit Sage, and my goal is to help people learn how they can remove Ad Astra Recovery Service or Ad Astra Recovery Service from their credit report, and in many cases without paying their debt at all. So if that's you or someone you know, I'm confident that you'll walk away from this video knowing what the next best step is to take. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't take action. For example, if you know or believe that Ad Astra or any of the other accounts on your credit report are the result of identity theft, or have a wrong balance after you've already paid, or any other major issues that are seriously affecting your life, you may be owed a settlement. And in those situations, we work with a network of local attorneys that can take action on your behalf at zero cost, by the way, win or lose, in addition to getting the accounts deleted permanently. But, if no issues like that exist and you just want the account removed from your credit report, we can absolutely help with that too. You can call us today. Our number is in the description, so you can find that. And with that, what I want to do is I want to go through the most important questions that we get about this company. And I think the first one here is really important, and that is, can you be arrested or get jail time for a debt with Ad Astra Recovery? Now, I put this one at the top of the list because we get a lot of callers that are terrified that this could happen. And it makes sense. Few people are actually taught how credit and debt work in school. I didn't know the answer to this question until I got into the business. And fortunately, unless the debt is related to specifically unpaid taxes or unpaid child support, you cannot be arrested or get jail time. So there's no need to worry about that whatsoever. The other thing to remember is that the amount of the debt doesn't matter either. You could refuse to pay $1,000 or $1 million, and you will not be arrested or get any jail time. So now, who is Ad Astra Recovery Service, and why are they on your credit report? So they're what's referred to as a debt collector or credit collection agency. And what they do is they buy debts, unpaid accounts like credit cards, for example. And usually this is for very cheap, pennies on the dollar. And then they try to collect the full amount. Okay. So, for example, let's say that you have an unpaid card with Capital One for $1,000. Ad Astra Recovery could, in theory, come along and buy that debt from Capital One for just $100. But now they don't try to collect that amount. They try to collect the full $1,000 from you, which gives them a 10x return on their investment. So yeah, these companies can make a lot of money, and damaging your credit score by reporting the debt to your credit report is the primary strategy they have to get you to pay. However, what many people don't know is that even if you pay a debt on your credit report, that does not remove the account attached to it. That account will sit there for 7 years, damaging your score, paid or not. So a lot of time paying it isn't in your best interest and can just be a waste of money. In rare cases, paying a debt can even hurt your score further. Now, in addition to credit reporting, they may send scary letters, call a lot, even calling your family members and colleagues. Now, if a collector has ever threatened you or harassed you during non-business hours, you again may be owed a lawsuit. So that's another case. You want to give us a call so we can connect you with a local specialist that will take action quickly. Should you negotiate a settlement with Ad Astra Recovery Services? So settling your debt with Ad Astra really depends on your goals. Typically, if you're wanting to improve your credit score, paying isn't the best option. And the reason is, like I mentioned before, even if you pay that collection, it will remain on your credit report for 7 years, damaging your score that whole time, right? So instead, we always recommend that you work with an expert like us to review these accounts for you. And if certain issues exist, then the accounts can be removed. And this is a win-win. You won't have to waste money paying a debt that won't help your score, and the negative account gets removed from your report. So it's perfect. Which is the next question. How do you remove Ad Astra Recovery Service from your credit report? So the Fair Credit Reporting Act gives every person the power to challenge information on their report. I will say that the knowledge required to do this is more involved than it might seem. That's not to say that you shouldn't learn how to do it, but be prepared to spend weeks, maybe even months, learning how to do it properly. However, if you hire a professional to handle it for you, you can ensure that it'll be done properly the first time. And you can save that extra time that you'd be putting into it, and we're happy to take care of it. We've dealt with Ad Astra Recovery Services accounts many times, and they regularly have issues. And we've helped numerous clients deal with them. And we'll be glad to take care of it for you as well. How can you get Ad Astra Recovery Service to stop calling you? Yeah, as I mentioned before, Ad Astra will be calling you if they haven't already. It's their attempt to collect the debt they've purchased, which means the only reason they'll stop calling you is if you settle your debt with them, or you work with a company like ours to potentially have them removed from your report altogether. Will Ad Astra Recovery Services try suing or garnishing my wages? Ad Astra Recovery Services suing is unlikely. I'll start with that. It can happen. It does happen, but really in our experience, it's rare. And that's just because there's a lot of laws around how long they can sue for, what they can do if they win. It's a long process. However, if we're able to find certain issues with the account, they won't be able to collect it all, which is another benefit of using an expert. What are my rights when dealing with Ad Astra Recovery Services? So I love this question because you have the right to dispute any of your debt that Ad Astra Recovery Services purchased. Okay, they're governed by the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, or FDCPA. And as I mentioned before, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, or FCRA. Now, these acts can seem complicated, but they provide a great deal of power to the consumer if you know how to use it properly. Now, if you don't have time to research these acts, that's not a problem. You can call us today. We can discuss your options with you. And you'll see our number is in the description area below. And that's really what I wanted to cover today. So I hope this helped you out. And please give us a call as soon as possible. And we look forward to talking with you further.